Van Lith is someone that Louisville has to rely on to score. You can see her numbers right there. Most concerning, 1 for 19 from the three. This is a player who shot at 38% from the three-point line a year ago. They got to find a way to get Haley Van Lith comfortable and confident on the offensive end of the floor.
Now, Louisville is a team that is a great defensive team. Only Coastal Carolina is giving up fewer points per game in the entire nation. And Jeff Walz, their veteran head coach, said that he's been very pleased with the defense. It's not just numbers. He thinks that's translating to their hard work.
Well, Jeff Walz has always had a lot of defensive matchups up his sleeve, and we saw right away they're going to not go to the corner. They're going to sit in on the post, make Naz Hillman work.
And Naz Hillman, number 00 in the maze, and that goes in for Emily Kaiser, senior from Noblesville, Indiana. Louisville wearing the black uniforms this evening. Their starting five includes Chelsea Hall, who you are a little bit familiar with, played for you at Vanderbilt, and Emily Engsler, who came over from Syracuse.
Well, 2 transfers in the starting lineup for Louisville, 2 impactful players.
Well, Michigan playing with Danielle Roush as their point guard. Amy Dilk, their veteran, got hurt 42 seconds into their season opener, and there's that Louisville defense. Good defensive play by Kiana Smith, who is a Cal transfer, playing her second year here.
Well, Louisville doesn't just come at you with their defensive pressures. You see Michigan's starting five right there. But they come at you with a lot of different looks. So you have to think about the pressure, and you have to think about getting into offense. How are you attacking their press?
Maddie Nolan got a good look over Engsler, who zips in to get the rebound. Engsler, the senior from New York, part of that mass exodus from Syracuse last year when they had 11 transfers. Hillman coming out briefly. No foul is called.
Well, right away, Louisville putting Naz Hillman. They know it's hard show, hard show.
And Chelsea Hall is somebody that Coach Walz wants to shoot the ball more.
Yeah, and Chelsea Hall's money in the mid-range. You know, she does a really good job of handling that hard show. When she gets in that 15-foot range, she's money.
Did you want her to shoot more at Vandy?
Of course, yeah.
Chelsea was an all-freshman performer there in the SEC.
First thing Jeff Walz said, we want her to shoot the ball more. Said I spent 4 years telling her that.
But now, that is Chelsea Hall, of whom we just spoke, who was shaken up and on the court right now for the Cardinals. And Chelsea Hall was called for the personal foul. Gonna hang in there.
Chelsea Hall diving on the floor after that loose ball. May have had the wind knocked out of her. Regrouped, ready to roll.
Yep.
See Louisville going to the 2-3 zone on the side out of bounds. Worked on that in shoot around today. You got to get to the corner though.
Not in time, right, to get to Maddie Nolan.
And when you're covering the wing with the back line, that center has to get out. That's a really tough coverage for a big inside.
Nolan had 6 threes in a game earlier this season against UMass Lowell. Van Lith, the lefty, with the miss. And Dee Cantler with the foul. Dee assisted tonight by Joe Vasili and Pu'alani Spurlock-Welsh. Emily Kaiser whistled for the personal foul. That is her first. And a travel called on Kiana Smith, who disagrees with Joe Vasili.
Well, the travel call before the catch, after the catch is a point of emphasis this year, so officials on high alert for that.
And they emphasized it early in this game. Danielle Roush, number 23, great story for Michigan. Gets it to Hillman, good defense by Engsler.
Great help side defense by Engsler.
Hillman has yet to get a shot off in this game.
I'm excited about that matchup right there. I mean, Engsler is a big with perimeter skills, and Naz Hillman the matchup on her defensively.
It's an interesting defensive matchup for Hillman, you're right. Engsler kind of nimble out there on the perimeter. Got Hillman up in the air, and that should be a travel. Yep, got it. As Engsler got by Nas, but then couldn't get things right after that. Jeff Walz in his 15th year here at Louisville. Most wins in the history of this program, just like his counterpart, Kim Barnes-Arico, has the most wins in the history of the Michigan program. Got them to their first Sweet 16 last year for the Wolverines.
Got her 200th win against Mississippi State.
I think that was their last game.
Really transformed this Michigan program.
And she's very excited at Kim Barnes-Arico, kind of what she has brought, as you mentioned, just building this after doing a great job at St. John's.
Yeah, Kim Barnes-Arico really talking about the culture of this program and where they've gotten to and how this team plays for each other, their energy. And she gave Naz Hillman a lot of credit for where this program has gone the last 4 years.
And Hillman, a terrific leader on the floor and off. A lot of contact. That's a charge on Van Lith.
And we talked about both of these teams, really good defensive teams. And the rotation right there, Van Lith out of control. Beat her to the spot.
Kaiser drew it. And now you see the pressure.
And Kim Barnes-Arico spent a lot of time working on this press break and looking for Naz Hillman in the middle, and she's been open.
Wow, nice hesitation. Like 2 players go by her.
Well, she got on Maddie Nolan and shoot around, making sure she had an eye on the dive in the middle of the floor, and Maddie Nolan, message received.
First bucket for Naz Hillman, excuse me. Louisville has had 5 possessions and 4 turnovers. That's a toughie for Van Lith.
She can make those tough ones. Again, another player who's so good in the mid-range, and I like getting her the ball in a high percentage scoring area, get her some confidence.
Roush has it taken away by Hall. Louisville still a team that loves to run in transition. And then the 3 buried by Smith. Well, after a rough start, Louisville has scored a back-to-back possessions to tie it up. Kaiser with the offensive rebound.
One more.
Roush had it rimmed out. Another board for Engsler. Cochran wanting it underneath, working against Kaiser, who cut her off. Good defense up front.
That hard show, it's really going to be tough to pass over. You've really got to get by that post defender before you make that pass. I felt like Cochran had an opportunity to repost there. Smith called her out for the on ball, but oftentimes when you're big and you get rid of it, getting it right back is key.
Another travel call. Turns the ball over to Louisville.
Chelsea Hall pushing pace. Kiana Smith does what she does best. Spot up 3.
Welcome back to Louisville, all tied up. Michigan playing without starting point guard Amy Dilk, who got hurt 42 seconds in to their season opener. And this is what Amy did last year. Missed the last 6 games with a knee injury. And if anyone has seen that video, it looked horrific.
It did. It looked really horrific. And fortunately for Amy Dilk, she's on the road to recovery. But Michigan certainly missing her on the floor in terms of her senior leadership, facilitating. But Danielle Roush has stepped in and excelled at the point guard position.
Yeah, and this is a kid, Roush, who barely played her first couple of years. Kiana Smith bails him out in a big way.
Kiana Smith is money from the 3, 42% from the 3-point line. And if you're Michigan, you've got to be there on the catch. You got to force her to put the ball on the floor.
Smith is the only Cardinal who is averaging in double figures. They have a couple, Engsler and Van Lith, just under. That's unusual for a Jeff Walz team. Started out losing to Arizona in South Dakota in overtime, haven't lost since.
I think this is a team that's still trying to find their offensive identity in the absence of Dana Evans.
Hillman right there and got stuffed. Engsler, tell you what, Engsler, she's from Queens, New York, and she plays like it.
I love Enxler's game. I mean, she's a player who's got a pro body, the size, the length, the athleticism, a player in a new system here, great defensive play, but wants to be a pro. That's why she came to Louisville. She wants to develop to be a pro. You know, I think she's a player who will continue to grow on the offensive end of the floor because she's got the ability to dominate offensively.
Does have 1 year of eligibility left, but wants to play pro next year. And the ball will stay with Louisville. Cameron Williams stepped on the baseline on the steal attempt. And then a sophomore from Chicago. Casa Robinson in the ball game for Louisville, one of the better defenders, not just in the ACC, but in the country. Enxler with the one-handed rebound. Van Lith all the way across the court. Smith, tough, got fouled.
Well, and that's how you want to play Smith. You want to force her to play off the bounce. Does a really good job of getting herself an opportunity at the foul line.
Kiana Smith has taken, in their first 6 games, a grand total of 2 free throws. She's going to double that right now.
She's going to double that.
That was on Roush, her first. More great basketball coming your way when we're finished. The Big Ten ACC Challenge rolls on. How about this? Iowa at Duke from Cameron Indoor. You can watch it live on the ESPN app. One app, one tap. Caitlin Clark in Iowa. Of course, Carol Lawson's team at Duke pulled the plug on their season early last year because of COVID. And some high expectations certainly for that Iowa team in the top 10.
Well, Caitlin Clark is certainly one of the most exciting players in women's basketball. She can fill it, flat out fill it up. And Duke, really a rebuilt roster, a lot of new transfers. Celeste Taylor leading the way for Duke. Carol Lawson getting some players that really fit her system.
And that follows us directly here tonight. And boy, Caitlin Clark, she's such a fun player to watch last year when she was a freshman. Not bad.
Yeah, certainly not bad. I mean,
that's
Caitlin
this
Clark,
year now we're looking at.
Caitlin Clark is one of those players that could have been a player of the year in the country as well. I mean, Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark, 2 of the most heralded players coming out of high school.
In fact, some services had Caitlin as the National Freshman of the Year, certainly. And she plays with a little bit of attitude, which is enjoyable.
Yes, it certainly is. Got to have a little edge.
Like Enxler. Enxler nails the 3. Her first shot of the game goes in. And Louisville is on a nice run. How about an 11-0 run over the last 3.5 minutes?
Well, Kim Barnes-Arico talked about handling the Louisville pressure, and taking care of the ball is one thing. Being able to get shots that aren't rushed shots in your offense is another, and Louisville's doing a really good job of keeping Michigan off balance and uncomfortable.
They have to shoot it. Another great defensive stop. Jeff Walls pumping his fist over there on the sideline.
That's that pressure, though. The ball stays well beyond the three-point line the entire defensive possession. A really good job of pressuring the basketball. You see right there, Roush tried to get it off.
No team has shot 40% against Louisville all season, including Arizona in the lone loss for the Cardinals.
Louisville held Bellarmine to just under 15% for the game from the floor.
And the run continues. Robinson with the follow.
Got to be able to get Naz Hillman a touch, but she's got to get it off the move. Right now she's having to work really hard one-on-one.
Dixon bobbled her up that time, forced another turnover. Hillman has only taken 2 shots.
Well, Naz Hillman is excellent along the baseline, and Louisville worked on that baseline defense, forcing her to the middle.
Dixon had it knocked away briefly by Roush. Ophelia, the freshman, wanted it on the right wing. And Michigan just can't buy one. They've missed 6 straight shots. As we go inside a minute, and Kim Barnes-Arico wants to talk things over. A big drought. Michigan down 8.
Louisville doing an excellent job inside defending Naz Hillman, playing her for that baseline drive. You're going to see the double team and the rotation come. They worked on it today in shoot around. They want to take away that baseline. They want to make everything difficult, sending multiple bodies to her, and thus far they've done that.
Hillman just 1 for 2 from the floor. Does have 3 rebounds, but boy, you're right. She's had to work for every inch of space on the court tonight. And her teammates are not hitting shots around her, trying to get it inside. The quick double brought by Robinson. And finally, a bucket falls. That's Michelle Sidor. Ending a 13-2 run. But a second opportunity after the offensive rebound. Hall looks back to Coach Walls.
Not anticipate a ball screen coming. Chelsea Hall's really good. They're going to play that horns action.
Oh gosh, big collision and a foul on Kaiser for Michigan. That's her second. So now just 11 seconds left to go in the quarter. Shot clock is off. Haley Van Lith comes in for Louisville. She has 2 points.
Well, now you have 4 guards on the floor for Louisville, so really going to be able to spread the floor. You got an end of quarter execution right here. Louisville wants to get a good shot and get the last shot.
Now Kaiser goes out. Smart move with her 2 fouls. Elise Stuck checking in. And they're going to make sure the clock is set back to 11 seconds. It is, and here we go again. Deanna Smith with the inbound. Gets it right back. Hall, there's that mid-range, a little bit short, however. Filia, the freshman, puts it up, and that ends the first quarter. And Louisville went on a huge run to end it.
Well, Louisville, such a good job on the defensive end of the floor, being active, being aggressive, being physical, and Ingsler off the offensive rebound for 3.
It's always a very special week, Jimmy V week, and I'm sure everyone has been touched by cancer in one way or another. And Kim Barnes-Arico, her stepmom, Donna, actually is a cancer survivor. And every year when they have their pink game, they bring back cancer survivors. And Kim has talked about this, getting a little emotional talking about what they do on campus.
She was. It's a really cool thing that they do, having survivors come and tell their stories to their Michigan's student athletes, and really hear an inspirational message of courage and fight and perseverance.
And the players say that they always get inspiration from their survivors, and the survivors say the same thing about meeting the players. So it's a big week and some great basketball to go along with it. Haley Van Lith has been whistled for the foul, and that is 2 on her.
Well, anytime there's multiple touches, again, another point of emphasis.
And we remind you, it is indeed V Week at ESPN. Our partnership with the V Foundation highlights the urgent need for cancer research and the elimination of racial disparities in cancer outcomes. Learn more. Go to v.org/donate, and remember, 100%, all of it, all your donation goes directly to cancer research.
Louisville getting very aggressive on the on-ball screens, coming with the trap, quick rotations. If you're Michigan, you got to drag that trap out. You can get the ball to the backside. You get a good high percentage look.
Michigan scoring just 9 points in that first quarter. Louisville forces another last-second shot. 7th game of the year for Louisville, and they're holding their opponents to 9.5 points per game on average in the first quarter, and they did 9 in this one.
Well, and it's a lot of different reasons. You know, they're aggressive, they're active, they get in passing lanes, but they give so many different looks. We've already seen a couple different looks on on-ball screens. We've seen quarter court presses. As the shot clock winds down, 3 seconds.
Kiana Smith. And another Mikasa Robinson hustle rebound. It's Williams getting the rebound, and now she and Robinson exchange some words. It was called a held ball. Kim Barnes-Arico a little fired up over there on the sideline.
Well, she wants the officials to review the play and the skirmish under the basket. Well, you see really getting after it. The jump ball, held ball is called.
And the folks here at the Yum Center just watched what you watched. And Cameron Williams might have had a little extra swing there that connected with Cochran, the 244s. And then the shove in the back.
Well, look, that's two competitors going after the basketball, intensity level. And Kim Barnes-Arico wants it reviewed.
We're reviewing this play for a possible missed intentional foul.
That was Dee Kantner. New technology.
Yeah.
Going right to the mic, and that is indeed what she and Joe Basili are looking at. And they will review. Keep your eye on the 44s.
Well, Williams gets the rebound. There's the tie-up, and nobody wanted to let go of the ball after the whistle. And each of them got their shot in. But I like that. I like a little edginess. I like the competitiveness.
But after the whistle, you could see a little extra swing by Cameron Williams, and that brought on Cochran with a little shove in the back. And then Robinson went in kind of as a peacemaker and got some words in. But this Michigan team, too, and not that Louisville isn't scrappy, but we were at shoot-around today, and Danielle Roush is so intense, first off. Holy smokes. But you see that scrappiness from them, the kind of hard-nosed basketball.
You do. Physicality, scrappy. You know, this is a team, when you look at them just on the floor, they don't look incredibly athletic. They are athletic, but they're a team that just fights and scraps and tries to out-tough their opponents.
Kim Barnes-Arico she's a Jersey kid.
Yeah, I mean, that's her personality,
yep.
right? And it's exactly what you want. You want your players to take on your coach's personality, and they're competitive.
The question is, was that indeed that elbow of Williams when she swung it? Now Dee Kantner going over to explain to Jeff Walls what's going on. Joe Basili heads over to Kim Barnes-Arico.
They're calling a double intentional foul on both number 44s. And then going back to the jump ball, point of interruption. And we saw it, they both did.
Yep.
And I guess that's the benefit of the replay.
Yeah, the extra elbow by Williams, and then the shove by Cochran in retaliation.
After review, 44 for gold and 44 for white will be assessed an intentional foul. This is a double intentional foul. Fouls of equal gravity. We will resume play from point of interruption.
I think it's the right call.
These several thousand officials in red in the stands do not. But we play on.
And neither coach, I'm sure.
Yeah. Pam Ward and Stephanie White joining you. Louisville up 15-9. Yep, in the second quarter, Michigan has not scored in this quarter. Actually, neither team has. It was 15-9 after one quarter of play. Off the inbounds, Engstler well executed.
Underneath out of bounds execution is key. And Kim Barnes-Arico talked to her team. Our defense has to be on point, so we don't have to do this. Go against their pressure.
Right. And they have time to set up that pressure. It's very difficult.
Look at how quickly Louisville gets out of that rotation. They do such a good job of recovering multiple levels of effort.
Leah Brown left it short. Robinson, another rebound. A terrific rebounding guard at only 5'7". Does not give you a lot offensively, but a great defender, does the little things. Gets a lot of playing time. There she is.
And that's her role. You know, come in, give this team energy, do all the dirty work.
Cochran with a little flair on the baseline.
Great move around the baseline.
ACC all-freshman performer last year. Nolan. Engstler, another board.
Nothing coming easy for Michigan.
Nothing. And a good job of shutting down Louisville's transition. Cochran able to get away from Hillman momentarily, and then Nolan sticks her hands in. And you see Cochran admits that she probably should not have made that spin around.
She had good position, quick move to the rim.
Cochran had a career-high 6 assists in their last game, winning in Fort Collins, a tough place to play, beating Colorado State. Jeff Walz very pleased with her. You know, didn't score a lot of points, but just pleased with the other elements of her game.
Well, and Colorado State brought a double team, and Cochran was making the right decisions each time. 6 assists, 0 turnovers.
Yeah, terrific. This is the first time in over 20 years that a top 10 team made that trip into Fort Collins.
Scheduling is tough. I mean, there are a lot of Power 5 programs that don't want to go to quote-unquote mid-majors to play because they're tough places to play. Got the backside on that on ball, but this is what that Louisville pressure does. It takes away your vision. It forces you to rush, take quick shots.
Yeah, they have played so well so far this season. Whistle on Leah Brown, who is the second leading scorer on this team. She has only taken 2 shots and hasn't scored. And Naz Hillman is stuck on 2 points.
Leah Brown, a player who's battled injury this year, has missed a couple of games. Michigan hasn't been able to get anything easy, and they've got to get those 2 going.
And the inbounds of 5-second violation gives it to Michigan, but allows Louisville to set up. Ari Wiggins, number 12, is in the game. Another turnover for Michigan. Wiggins, a freshman. Kiana Smith off the bounce again.
The Louisville defense fueling their offense. This is that pace that we're used to seeing from Louisville. Want to play in transition, get up and down the floor.
Only the 3rd shot of the game for Hillman. Excellent. A little bit too strong. And there's Wiggins, the freshman, who was fouled on the rebound by Mikasa Robinson.
Well, Louisville's done such an outstanding job being active on the defensive end, coming with the double team, pushing in transition. Look at this, eyes up. I don't see anybody to kick it to. Little hesitation, get to the rim. Jeff Walz talked about straight line drives. We can straight line drive on this team. We've got to make decisions once we get there.
And the defense does it again. Michigan's missed 11 of its last 12 shots. And this defense, numbers don't lie in this case.
No, they don't. You see, they lead the ACC in a lot of these defensive categories. Jeff Walz talked to us about the fact that this is a very good defensive team. He has always had his teams on defense mix things up, come at you with a lot of different looks. And look, you've got to be a smart defender on his teams because you're not going to play the same way multiple possessions in a row, and this team really excels in that area.
Another foul out on the perimeter. And you have to give his staff a lot of credit. His staff, Stephanie Norman, Sam Purcell, Janisha Pineda. I mean, Norman and Purcell especially have been with him for a long time. Stephanie, for the entire 15 years.
Assistant Coach of the Year a year ago.
The National Assistant Coach of the Year. Engsler, that's nice stuff with the offhand.
I'm telling you, Engsler's a pro. I mean, she's got all the tools. You know, that next level for her is just the mental aspect of the game. Bring it, and the consistency, bringing it every day, understanding your skill set and the ability to be dominant.
This player who totally remade her body when she was at Syracuse, got fit. Looking a little skinny. Boy, Michigan. And just one shot, too. They're not getting any offensive rebounds. Michigan gives up another two to Engsler. And the fans are on their feet. Another turnover. Engsler, Robinson, bucket. Time out, Michigan. Cardinals playing ferocious defense. Coming up on the Jeep halftime report, enjoyable teams to watch, highlights and stats, and Zubin Mehenti, and welcome aboard. Nikki Fargas is in the studio tonight, along with Chelsea Gray.
Love it.
Good stuff. We look forward to hearing from all three of them, and welcome aboard to Nikki and Chelsea.
I want to hear what Chelsea Gray has to say about handling this pressure.
I think Chelsea can handle this pressure.
I think she could definitely handle this pressure.
Michigan is, oh my goodness. You know, at one point, Michigan was up in this game 7-2.
Incredible. 25-2 run with this defense. 14 points off of turnovers. They've been active. They've been aggressive. And turning it into layups.
Michigan shooting just 22%. Almost got another one.
And I think you got to get Naz Hillman touches on the backside. You're not going to get it, you know, first or second pass in offense. You got to try to get it side to side. Now she's getting it 30 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, and Louisville's thrilled for her to be catching the ball beyond the three-point line. The foul called on Chelsea Hall. That is number 2 for her. Hall goes out, gets a nice round of applause from the fans here. 5-2 run. Hillman, one of the few times she's gotten it down low.
Well, Jeff Walz talked about the fact that if Naz Hillman is going to have 20, we need her to take like 25 shots. And nothing has been easy. That was the easiest look she'd had all night.
Coming off 3 double-doubles last week.
You have to know where Smith is on the floor if you're Michigan. I mean, she's a deadly three-point shooter. You got to have one eye on her.
Shooting well over 40% from distance. Cedor takes steps. And now Williams comes back in for Michigan. Kim Barnes-Arico trying to find the right combination. And this is a freshman in Wiggins who's very fast, but sometimes doesn't play under control, perhaps.
Yeah, she's a freshman, and she's coming into this kind of pressure, and she can help him defensively. Decision-making offensively has got to continue to get better. And again, we talk about the absence of Amy Dilk, who's another ball handler that they could have on the floor. That ball's got to move quicker right there. Kaiser has to make a quicker decision, either attack right away, get a rotation, or get that ball reversed.
Kaiser fortunate that she was fouled by Kiana Smith, just the first on Kiana. Leah Brown coming back in for Nolan as Kaiser heads to the free throw line. More basketball coming your way next Tuesday night on ESPN as well as the app. The 27th annual Jimmy V Classic at Madison Square Garden as Texas Tech takes on Tennessee, followed by old rivals squaring off, Villanova and Syracuse men's basketball. And as always, we remind you to donate this week or anytime the Jimmy V Foundation. Go to v.org. Mikasa Robinson and Naz Hillman making the play.
Well, a little change of pace for Michigan. They make a free throw, able to get into a little three-quarter court press, and Naz Hillman gets a hand on the ball. And look at the way that Louisville's just surrounding Naz Hillman. They've got a secondary defender within 3-4 feet of her every time.
And that time at the nice roll of the basket, Kaiser with the finish and got fouled.
Well, and that's what you have to do to loosen up defenders on Hillman. Somebody else has to step up and start scoring, and everybody's so focused on Naz Hillman on the backside. Kaiser has a quick, easy bucket at the rim.
Enxler got her from behind, so Kaiser right back to the free throw line. Kaiser, along with Roush, these are two players who barely played their first couple, 2-3 seasons, stuck it out, and now they're starters.
This is a great story about these two. I mean, you mentioned it, limited minutes, really were very few in the rotation, stuck it out, and now are starters and impact players for this program. And you don't see that often nowadays in college sports. If you don't play right away, oftentimes people want to jump ship and look at their minutes, look at their production. They've stuck with it. That's a tribute to this culture that Kim Barnes-Arico has really established here in Michigan, that they want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And now as seniors, they're excelling.
And Sarah Van Meter, who's the excellent sports information director, said especially Danielle Roush, when she was a freshman and wasn't playing at all, she was still the first person in the gym, worked her butt off, and that work ethic, which she still has the same work ethic, finally paying off and starting.
Yeah, she's the most vocal kid on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
She was vocal and shoot around when she was on the sideline. And it's really rewarding to see players like that stayed, that stuck it out, that get opportunity and take advantage of it.
Hillman.
That drop pass. Oh, you got to find that drop pass if you're Ari Wiggins.
Now Robinson and Kaiser have a couple of words.
Well, right here, you got to give the ball up right there. You got to see that drop pass. That's the easiest look that Hillman's going to get. But a good job, Olivia Cochran taking a charge. She took a charge and shoot around today, and Beth Burns was over here talking to us and said that 2 times in practice yesterday, Olivia Cochran took charges. They take a lot of pride in that.
Yep, Wiggins called for that foul. We just talked about how sometimes she plays like a freshman, and that was an example. Not a great decision, and got called for the charge. Smith, they didn't find her.
Got lucky on that one.
Yep, Roush, there's the fiery one, comes up with the rebound. Now Leah Brown, the Nebraska transfer, a little bit too strong.
Yeah, those are ones you have to make right now if you're Michigan. When you get an easy, well, I don't want to say easy, but you get an open opportunity, right. You got to put those in.
Yeah, certainly a good look. Enxler, wow. And it keeps a hand up in the air as Hillman goes by.
That's right, stay in it. I'm telling you, I really do think that Enxler can be a go-to dominant offensive player. And when she gets that mentality, the consistency, no, Louisville needs that from her.
Out of the double, here's Wiggins. Rebound, Hillman on the ground. Enxler took it from her. Now Robinson's going to set things up. McKenna Smith has had a heck of a first half.
She really has, and I've been impressed with the way that she's attacking the rim. That's how you want to play her. You don't want to give her spot-up threes, but when you can do both,
Yeah.
like she's doing today and showing that she can do today, that's important.
And Enxler called for the travel after the turnover. Another great crowd. This is one of the great places in women's college basketball. I believe Naz Hillman's mom is in the building.
She is in the building. Hashima Hillman, a terrific player at Vanderbilt. A great rebounder, just like Naz. Now you take one more dribble. Take one more dribble, you give Williams the ball in position to score instead of having to step up.
Chased down by Williams. Shot clock getting skinny again and taken away again. Enxler. She's, oh my. She wasn't going to pass that up. Emily Enxler has 4 steals in the first half and finishes with style.
I'm telling you, her size, her skill set, her instincts, her toughness. I mean, really good job of getting a hand on the ball. Look, she's surveying the floor. Nobody can stop me. I'm going one-on-one.
Enxler with 11 points in the second quarter. Offensive foul on Michigan. Michigan led 7-2. They've been outscored 35-13.
13, good job,
no,
partner.
They 7-30.
Oh no, they were up 7-8.
8.
Our math skills are a little suspect.
No, suspect. Enxler. Huge round of applause. No.
She's been outstanding. She's been terrific. You know, again, she's a pro, and the consistency is what she's got to continue to grow in, and also the want to. For 4 years, the ball was in Dana Evans' hands at crunch time. Who wants the ball for Jeff Walls now at crunch time, at end of quarters right now?
Casa Robinson running the show. Enxler on the bench. About 4 seconds difference between the two clocks. Flatten it out. And Robinson, who you would least expect to take a shot. Louisville's defense dominant in the first half.
Steals for Louisville in the first half.
And Enxler has half of them. Enxler with 4 steals, 8 rebounds, and she might have a triple-double if you put poses in there as well, right? Working on that.
That's right.
I mean, it has been, Michigan led this game at 7-2, and it has been all Louisville since then. Michigan unbeaten on the season, but a good start to the quarter.
Well, Michigan worked on that play and shoot around today, really attacking the pressure, get an easy 2 right there.
Brown with the layup, and there you see the first half, fewest points in half the season, the 6 points in the second quarter, the fewest in a quarter. And if somebody were to say to you, Haley Van Lith's only going to have 2 points at the half, would you imagine they'd be up by as much as they were?
No, and that's a really good sign for Louisville, finding some confidence, and they're going to have to score by committee. I mean, this is a team who doesn't have a Dana Evans on the floor, but they're going to have to score by committee, and this is a game, a good confidence-building game for them so far on the offensive end.
Hillman with the rebound.
And you saw Naz Hillman with 4 points, only 4 shot attempts.
And this is someone who was averaging a double-double on the season, a National Player of the Year candidate. Nolan trying to get it inside, but Hall with the good help defense, the Vanderbilt transfer.
I'm sure Kim Barnes-Arico and her staff were talking about different ways that they can get Naz Hillman touches in the second half. Got to get her off the move, got to try to get her on the backside, but you've got to be able to get ball reversals in the first place.
Brown with a nice head fake to rid herself of Van Lith, and she's frustrated with herself that she missed that shot. Van Lith zips it into Cochran. Nice move on the baseline against Kaiser.
Olivia Cochran does such a good job of playing under control in the post. Does a good job of sealing. He's playing with great pace. Good box out right there. Keep Naz Hillman off the glass.
And Hillman with just 4 rebounds so far in this game. Averaging a flat 10 on the season to go along with her 22 points.
Well, now Louisville in this chin set action right here. You're going to see try to get multiple players touching the ball, playing off of that high post screen.
Exler, tough pass, bounce pass to Cochran, was intercepted by Hillman, who wants the ball, gets it, and got hit. No foul. Unbelievable. No foul call as Hillman hit the deck. Van Lith misses another 3. She's hit only 1 all season. And Danielle Roush is all fired up after she was fouled. What happened here?
Well, this is a great rim run by Naz Hillman, and I mean it's a tough angle right there to see what happened, but Hillman went down, and that's one of those that could have been really good for her to get her going on the offensive end of the floor, but just couldn't finish the play.
And fortunately for her, Naz is okay. And then the foul on the other end on Cochran. If you're just joining us, we had a double intentional fouls called back in the first half. We had some jawing back and forth in this game between various players. And now Kim Barnes-Arico is telling Dee Kantner what she thought about that no call. Michigan coming in 7-0 on the season. This is by far their toughest test of the year.
When you want these tests early, you know, you want to find out where you are, use these games as measuring sticks. And for Michigan right now, this is gut check time.
It's 3 on Van Lith, who got in the way of Roush.
Well, I think we're probably going to see it called a little bit tighter now. You talked about it being pretty chippy.
Try to keep things under control. And the bucket goes in for Leah Brown. She threw that up with her offhand.
She switched hands right here. A little step through, throwing it up, getting the contact with the left. I love it. Look, Leah Brown is a tough player. She's a tough competitor. She's a tough player. You know, she's been injured off and on this season, so really trying to find herself in a rhythm. Averaged 18 points a game last year. I mean, she is a capable scorer, and Michigan needs her to get going.
Second team All Big Ten last year with that 18 points per game. A Nebraska transfer. Cochran with the miss. Roush coming up with the rebound and tells her teammates to go. And then Leah Brown threw it to Van Lith.
You got to see that help side.
Smith, boy, that barely rippled the net.
Well, Haley Van Lith had eyes on her the whole time, and as soon as she let it go, she said, knock it down, knock it down.
And she did. Kiana Smith already with the new season high in the first half. Nolan missed everything, but Hillman kept it alive. And then a foul on the rebound, I believe. And Joe Vasili actually going over now to the scorer's table.
Yeah, I think they reset the shot clock and it didn't hit the rim, so he blew the whistle to make sure.
Yep, good heads up play by Joe to be on top of that. The officials, they have to be looking at a lot of things tonight, don't they?
Officials have a thankless job.
And then Robinson called for the reach-in on Kaiser. Maddie Nolan.
You got a mismatch with Van Lith over here on Kaiser. Got to find a way to get her a touch. Not out there. That's not the advantage. Find a way to get inside.
Roush over. Enxler.
That'll work.
So that was her first points of the night. Michigan couldn't handle the rebound. Gave that one up. Robinson left open. Passed out. Van Lith has hit her second three of the season.
Good extra pass. Good patience off of the offensive rebound. And if you're Michigan, you've got to limit those second chance opportunities. And for Louisville, to see Haley Van Lith hit the bottom of the net, that's a good sign.
Van Lith missed 19 of her first 20 threes this season before hitting that one. Missed one earlier in this game. And then underneath, Liz Dixon. Better at really being a spot-up shooter than trying to do things like that on the offensive end. No, that's a tough one.
Well, Michigan's finding a way to put the ball in the hole. And Louisville slowing it down a little bit on the offensive end of the floor, really trying to work on execution. But I'm sure Jeff Walz is going to be on his team to pick up the defensive intensity.
They've already given up 10 points in this quarter, the most they've given up in a quarter in this game. Van Lith, 2 in a row. Nope, well short. Roush rebounds. And a blown layup by Felia. Freshman got out in front of everybody, and then Roush with the foul as we head to a break. Louisville still up big over unbeaten Michigan. Welcome back. That's the Ohio River that cuts through Louisville. We'll remind you, Championship Saturday football coming up, starting off with the Dr. Pepper Big 12 Championship at noon, then the American and the ACC Championship. Pitt and Wake Forest. What? That's all coming up this weekend on ABC and the app. A lot of teams that people didn't expect. And we know Naz Hillman is a National Player of the Year candidate. So is the person on the left, Ryan Howard.
Ryan Howard is in the house. She and Naz Hillman, best friends going back to their USA basketball days, and Nashima Hillman, who played at Vanderbilt, her mom.
Lexington not far at all from Louisville, about an hour away, I believe. So Ryan making the trip up. And yep, Naz and Ryan played on USA U teams together, and they were coached by Jeff Walz. So a lot of ties. And Wiggins, the freshman, dribbling into trouble. Shot clock dying. Brown left-handed again. This time it didn't go, and another tied ball. Ball goes over to Louisville. And Naz Hillman's mom, you mentioned, went to Vanderbilt. She was a good ball player.
She was a great ball player. A tremendous rebounder. Just like Naz, or Naz just like her.
Yeah. And also
super competitive.
She's a competitive cheerer,
yes,
I would say, a competitive fan.
Love it.
Very involved, and usually just mostly about rebounding. She wants her kid, as you mentioned. She was a great rebounder. Naz is a great rebounder, and she's very vocal.
Well, rebounding is about effort, and it's about hustle. And Haley Van Lith, Louisville wants her to get going. It's important for her to continue to see the ball go through the net, get some confidence on the offensive end, because really she is a go-to player for Louisville.
Felia, the true freshman from Cincinnati. She's done a good job of getting to the rim this year for this Michigan team. But an uphill battle after a great defensive effort. Enxler with the miss. Michigan ranked 11th in the AP in the preseason poll, highest ever for them. Right now they're at number 12. Oh, Enxler can't believe that was a foul. Foul was not called on Engsler, but Mikasa Robinson, who just picked up her third.
Well, and this is the opportunity that Michigan has to chip away. Be aggressive, get to the rim, get to the foul line. This is not a team that's going to go away. I mean, they're experienced, they're tough, they're going to continue to fight, claw, make a run.
Filia delivers at the line. That last shot on the bench, Kim Bardzarico sitting next to Danielle Roush, who's getting a break, and Roush was red-faced and just as intense as when she's on the floor. You're right, they're not going to lie down here. Cochran cut off nicely, but then Van Lith has it rim out.
That's a really good cut. You know, oftentimes guards, when they make that post-entry pass, all they want to do is relocate. They don't want to move. That's a great cut by Haley Van Lith. The shot doesn't fall, but that movement, that action is really good stuff for Louisville.
Van Lith doing a lot of great off-season work, get in terrific shape coming in. After a terrific freshman year. Kaiser forces the turnover as Alana Smith got tied up on the sideline. For 18 turnovers for Michigan, 15 now for Louisville, who are being outscored by 4 in this quarter. Hillman way out. Down on the roll, they get it to her in time. Good help by Engsler again. Engsler has a double-double tonight. Van Lith. Engsler another board and another bucket.
I mean, we're seeing this kid get better and better every single day, get more confident on both ends of the floor. A terrific opportunity for Engsler to showcase her skill set, but great job on the offensive glass. Puts in an easy 2. Engsler's been putting on a show for Louisville. She's done it on both ends of the floor, but offensively, we're really seeing this kid explode with confidence. She's knocking it down from deep. She's giving him the pose afterwards, feeling confident, active on the offensive glass, and also defensively. I mean, she has been a terrific defender. And let's not forget, she played at Syracuse where they predominantly played zone defense. Now she's come to Louisville, asked to play man-to-man defense. She's been terrific in the help side, active on and off the ball.
That's a tough finish for Hillman, who has really had a difficult time of it all night against this defense. Yep, the first 3 years of Emily Engsler's career was played at Syracuse under Quentin Hillsman, who played that zone defense. And we talked to Jeff Walls about that, how she's learning all this new defense. And it's not just man-to-man, right? You've talked about all the different variations, and she's played beautifully tonight.
She has, and she's been a little up and down on the offensive end of the floor this season. And you know, I think this is a player who Louisville needs to be consistent for her to get to where she wants to go individually for the next level. That consistency and that mentality is that next step for her.
20-point advantage for Louisville. Alana Smith can't get it. Cochran with the board and a chance for a 3-point play.
Olivia Cochran just quietly does her job. She does a lot of the dirty work. Really good job of getting around the defender, positioning herself for the offensive rebound. And the emphatic finish.
Three-point play for Cochran. Danielle Roush down with 4 personal fouls for Michigan. That last foul was on Brown, who just got fouled on the other end. And it's on Engsler. Fans reacting. They have a new scoreboard here that is ginormous.
It's incredible.
Remind you to tip off your sports weekend with an NBA Friday doubleheader on ESPN as well as the app. It's the Sixers and Atlanta at 7:30 Eastern, then Phoenix and Golden State. Check it out. Coverage starts with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern. It's always fun to watch Steph Curry play.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Just saying. Even if you're not a big NBA fan, it's fun to watch him play.
Well, and every kid in America wants to be Steph Curry. I got boys at home.
Some of us adults too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But your boys?
I got boys at home that
Steph?
act like they're Steph Curry. It's tough to remind them that all the hours that went into those shots.
Hillman gets the rebound off the Alana Smith miss. There's Naz in the open court, trying to create something and drew the foul.
I like that by Naz Hillman. Get aggressive to the rim, force the action. You know, she is capable off the bounce, and that's another area that you can get her the ball on the elbow. Maybe look to ISO her a little bit one-on-one. Really packing it in back to the basket, so give her some space to operate.
She has not had much space, certainly, where she's used to getting her points because of the great defense by Louisville. This is her first trip to the line. Michigan has scored 18 points in this quarter. They only scored 15 in the entire first half. And the 18 points given up by Louisville in this quarter, the most this season in any quarter. So Jeff Walz, I'm sure, will have something to say when heading into the fourth about that.
Well, you can't expect Michigan not to score. I mean, this is a team that's experienced. This is a team who made a Sweet 16 run. They understand. You expect them to go on a run. But this is a challenge for Louisville to be able to bring it an entire ball game.
Brown cut off by Cochran and Smith. Great again.
Yeah, swarming.
Possession arrow keeps it with the Wolverines.
One of the things that really impresses me right now about Louisville defensively, and you'll see it right here in transition. Look, there are 3 black jerseys right there, and they just stay right on top of Brown. It is not just how they help, but how they recover. They quickly get back into defensive position.
And now they give it up. Mikasa Robinson all by herself. And now Michigan can take the last shot of the quarter.
They're trying to ISO on the block, and it's not there.
Oh, gosh. Robinson called for the touch foul.
I know it's a point of emphasis. Everybody hates it.
Yeah.
Everybody dislikes it. I mean, it is a point of emphasis, multiple touches, 1, 2, right there. It's going to be called every time. So defensively, you've got to be able to make adjustments if you're players. I'm sure even officials cringe every time they have to call it.
That is the 4th on Mikasa Robinson, and it sends Nolan to the line. And it's kind of frustrating too, I think, just as a fan. Because you see, especially well, in this game, we've seen some physicality, and then you call that little I just barely touched you foul, tag, you're it.
I think maybe we should have the heads of officials for each league have a little video to send to the fans so they understand what the point of emphasis is.
Yeah. Wow, Haley Van Lith almost got that to go. Wouldn't have counted anyway, but hey, Michigan outscored Louisville in that third quarter, but they're still down 22 as we head to the fourth.
It is disruptive. It's tough when you can't have your entire team, practicing. You've got to practice with individuals. Recovering from that, building your endurance again. I mean, there's so many factors that go into that. It'll be interesting to see, how Iowa plays in this first game back.
Coming up at the top of the hour, and that's a foul on Hillman out on the perimeter. Of course, you were at Vanderbilt last year in your season. How many games did you play?
8.
8, and then done.
And then done.
Yeah.
Had plenty of disruptions early in the season.
Yeah. And Duke is a team who's playing Iowa tonight who similar situation to you guys.
Absolutely.
Just played a handful of games in Carol Lawson's first season. Kono in the game for the first time, number 11 in black, the junior from Japan. Shot clock winding down. Hillman with the block on Ensler. They've had a nice little back and forth all night.
They have. That was really good D by Naz Hillman. Louisville able to retain possession, and Louisville has done a really good job on their underneath out of bounds, getting good high percentage shot opportunities. Got another one.
Yep, they ran Kiana Smith off the screen.
That's a good look.
Yep. Kiana has 4 threes tonight. Hillman.
There you see
Oh,
the shot fake. That's the first clean look that she's gotten, and able to get the ball to her on time before the rotation. And that's how you have to get it to her between lane lines right now. If you're outside the lane line on the wing, the help is overloaded. It's going to be there.
And Hillman is someone who is listed at 6'2". I don't think she's 6'2".
Yeah, I think, you know, you take that extra incher.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she had the bottom during shoot around, but not now, so she's under. But just a very nifty, smart player.
Yeah.
And that's a foul on Smith on the perimeter.
You see where the pass comes from. It comes from the middle of the floor, a direct entry. Naz Hillman able to get her defender and Cochran up in the air, using that shot fake. Young players don't use enough fakes. Yeah. They really don't. And Naz Hillman lives off of those shot fakes.
More players on the ground. Roush, one of them. Here's Ensler. Open court,
good
bounce pass. Yep, Kono bounced herself by Felia. Yeah, Ensler showing some of that skill set.
Point forward. Right here, Ensler bringing the ball down the floor. Really good vision, finding Kono. You know, Ensler, her build is similar to Elena Deladon and Brianna Stewart. You know, and skill set as well.
Ensler was one of the first to transfer out of Syracuse. In fact, Jeff Walls told us that Quentin Helsman called him because Ensler was looking for a place to go, as you said earlier, to better prepare to be a pro. And Louisville, fortunate enough to get her. And she does have a year of eligibility left, as we mentioned, but intends for this to be her final year in college. She's out defending Roush. Van Lith with the takeaway. Kono steps back, thought about it.
Pass.
Ensler buries it.
Louisville talked about it in shoot around. They really wanted those straight line drives. They wanted to force Michigan to keep them in front one-on-one. And they're giving each player is creating for someone else. Really good team basketball.
Yeah. Ensler got Hillman that time. Ensler with the double-double tonight, her second of the season, 8th of her career, 6 of them at Syracuse. She's just picked up her 3rd personal foul. And it sends Hillman to the line. Naz Hillman last year, you might recall, put up a cool 50 points against Ohio State, along with 16 rebounds. She had 4 30-point games last season. And was a finalist for the Wade Trophy. More passes, Ensler. Let it go over the backboard. And still up 22, the pressure from Louisville.
This is their identity, the defensive end of the floor. They're going to continue to do what they do best. They're going to continue to grow in their system.
Angsler, always in the thick of things.
It's really tough for a ball handler if you pick up the dribble right when that show is coming. You know, initially, if it's a hard show, you got to get rid of it or you got to get by it. And picking it up is the worst thing that you can do.
Hilliard drove right into Angsler. Here's Kono.
It's a good switch defensively by Michigan. You know, this is a time in the game where Jeff Walz, as the shot clock's winding down, really wants his team to work on execution.
Oh, nice offensive rebound. Gives Van Lith the wide open three. She's hit a couple of them tonight. Joins Angsler and Smith in double figures. And another whistle. And you just made the point about scoring in the waning seconds. And Jeff Walz.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Run the shot clock down. Offensive rebound opportunity, and Louisville's been so good on the offensive glass and giving Haley Van Lith another three-point shot. And again, I can't emphasize for Louisville how important that is for her to see the ball go through the net. But to your point, you know, this is a time in the game, you know, for Louisville where they need to work on execution.
Right.
When you have to play in the half court, who can we go to? What can we go to that gives us opportunities for success?
Kaiser scores on the out of bounds because Jeff said this is the first time that he has not had that one player. Remember, he's had Angel McCautry, Shoni Schimmel, Asia Durr, and Dana Evans.
Yeah.
Finishers all.
Right.
You give them, you know you need it. Right.
Yeah.
You know when you want a shot. You got those four, and he said, on this team, we don't have one of those.
They have potentials.
Yes.
And I think that's the point right now is building confidence in who can be that person, who can get the shot, who can make the decision. You know, they're running some of that chin action, that everybody above the free throw line to get more ball movement, to get more touches. What is best for us to run in those situations? All of these things, you know, it's a new identity offensively for Louisville with no Dana Evans. Absolutely,
and you might have just seen something on your screen. 30 of Louisville's points have come off turnover, Steph. Almost half. That's astonishing. Another good stop by Angsler. But then equally good work by Kaiser to not give up.
Again, just a little head and shoulder fake. That's all it takes.
Yep. Inside 5 minutes to go in a game that Louisville has dominated since midway through the first quarter. And another offensive rebound. Timeout. Louisville and Jeff Walz's team in control. Welcome back. Louisville up 63-42. They only gave up 15 points in the first half. And some of the question mark, they played Arizona in the opener, then Bellarmine, UT Martin, Washington, Cal Poly, Colorado State. Second best scoring defense in the country coming in. And I think they've, any doubters out there, don't doubt anymore, right?
Well, they've been sensational. They really have. They've been aggressive. They've been disruptive. They've been good in their rotations. They've been disciplined. And, you know, this is a team that you know, the question has been offensively, can they find themselves? And I think they've really done a good job of finding it from their defense here today.
Feasting off turnovers as well.
And just like a play like that, the timing is off. And if the timing is off, you're not able to give Naz Hillman a touch. And the timing is off because of Louisville's defense.
Louisville limiting Michigan to just 37% scoring. Kim Barnes-Arico knew her team was in for a challenge. Naz Hillman has 10 points, but has taken only 8 shots. Does have 8 rebounds.
Yeah, and that's the thing when you have a player like Hillman, you know, to get her the ball, it has to be on time. It has to be on target. And what Louisville has done was taken the vision of Michigan and made it tunnel vision, made them narrow.
Marika Kono, one of the people's favorites here, gets her first points. Nolan left open for a second. And another miss. Engsler just chewing up the glass. That's her 13th board. And Louisville, a challenging upcoming schedule as well. Before the month is out, they will host Kentucky and then play UConn.
A challenging schedule, as Jeff Walz always does. A great opportunity for an in-state rival in Kentucky. And then, of course, always challenging when you play UConn. But this is a game that this team needed. This team needed to offensively, as Naz Hillman gets to, they needed to offensively find some confidence, find some rhythm. And Jeff Walz alluded to the fact that they played pretty well offensively against Colorado State. Started to find a little bit of a groove.
And getting so much of their offense off the defense, as you mentioned today. Good pass, Van Lith to Dixon, who couldn't finish. And for Michigan, this is a team that plays Akron next and then goes to Wisconsin as the Big Ten gets underway. To remind you, Iowa and Duke coming up very shortly. Lisa Bluter going for career win number 800 tonight.
The dean of Big Ten coaches, and Lisa Bluter has always had outstanding teams at Iowa.
And at Drake before that. There's a travel.
Another program that's had consistency in their assistant coaches as well.
Right. Jen Jensen, Jenny Fitzgerald, been there for a long time. And boy, the fans here, there are over 7,300. And they sound, I mean, they're great fans, and most of them sticking it out and appreciating the work as Jeff Walz starts to clear his bench a little bit. Inside 2 minutes left to go.
Well, Louisville's done their job, and Jeff Walz wanted to make everything difficult for Naz Hillman. And they've done that tonight. You know, and for Michigan, Kim Barnes-Arico talked about handling the pressure, talked about handling the environment. When they go back, they know what they need to work on.
Right.
This is a resilient bunch. This is an experienced bunch. You watch the film, you get better.
It's only the second time this year Michigan has given up 60 points in a game. Oh, how about that?
So smooth.
That's nice. And Jeff Walz told us at shoot-around he wants her to do that more. She's so offensively skilled, but defers a lot of time. That was sweet.
Yeah, Jeff Walz talked an awful lot about how he wants people to shoot the ball more.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't hear a lot of coaches say that at times.
Shoot, you wouldn't have to tell me twice.
I don't believe that was a problem.
It was not.
At Purdue, former National Player of the Year. There we go. Van Lith going out. Has to be a confidence booster for Haley Van Lith tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, great opportunity for her to find a little bit of a rhythm. She did that, knocking down some shots from deep. We mentioned it, 1 of 19 coming into tonight.
And then missed her first one tonight from 3. And Haley finishing 2 of 5 from distance with 10 points.
And it's a different situation when you're the focus of a scouting report now. Look, last year she was a compliment to Dana Evans, who made everybody's life easier, right?
Of course.
You know, this year, Haley Van Lith is a focus of scouting reports and learning how to handle that and learning how to make everybody else better and still play within the game.
Sydney Shetman, number 45 in black, checking in for Louisville. Oh, she's wide open, wanted the ball. Kid from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, got to go home and when they played Arizona. Peyton Verhulst also in the game. Kono with 8 points off the bench. But yeah, Michigan knew they were up against a tough test, and you're right, they didn't take care of the ball, and things really got away in that second and first quarter. And Jeff Walz in Louisville winning their 6th straight game and sending Michigan to its first loss of the season. And doing so in impressive fashion. And Jeff Walz said 70 points is like one of the standards for him. He got that from Paul Sanderford, for whom he coached under at Western Kentucky.